Hey guys, this is the Hidden Hero. I'm back again with another Lost Relic video for you guys. As you know, the weekly loot comprises of me opening a whole bunch of loot. And let's see what we have this week. Are you ready? It's time for the weekly loot. Here we are, guys. We're back in Tameth. We have our 8 wheel spins for you this week, and let's get right into them. Our very first wheel spin of the night. Let's hope for some. All right, wheel spin number 2, we're going for Malignant Core. Wheel spin number 3, what we're gonna get. Wheel spin number 4, let's see if we're gonna get ourselves, ooh, another. Wheel spin number 5, we're going 3 for 3 rounds, 4 rounds. Wheel spin number 6, let's see what we got. We're gonna get ourselves. Wheel spin number 7, we're getting. Oh, I couldn't even finish that last one. Wheel spin number 8, we're gonna wrap it up with. Ooh, very nice. We're done with our wheel spins. I have 84 golden grind chests for you this week, and let's open them all at once. Boom. I got 4,262. We're done with our golden grind chest. We have a brand new container to open, and it's called Scroll of Memehood. So there's a 1 in 3 chance I'm gonna get When, Paldio, and Baby Don't Hurde Me. So obviously we know what the name of that song is reference to. So let's see what we got, and we're gonna get ourselves. Don't hurt me no more. Baby. Well, that's hilarious. I did not expect to get that title. Very nice. Next, we have 4 void sachets for you this week. Let's open them up. Our very first one, we're gonna get ourselves, okay, uncommon arcane fragment, another one, third, another one, and lastly, good job. Next, we have 3 sunken treasure troves for you this week. Our very first one's going to be a lopper. Second one's going to be a carp, and we're gonna get well, geez, I did not expect that. Next, we have 14 mysterious nests. I don't know how I get so many per week, but you know what? They're just 14 quail eggs, so let's get all this out of the way. Boom. Of course! Next, we have a Gorgon's Donna's nest, which, you know, I might get lucky. Of course! Next, we have our Nightmare Vault, as usual. We're gonna get ourselves, let's see. Good job! Very nice. And for a Platinum Time chest, we're gonna get ourselves. Okay, very nice. I have 19 Invictus Insignia for you guys this week. I will purchase 1 Invictus Insignia just for you guys so we can open up 1 more Guardian's chest. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. 1 hour later. I'm back, guys. I have 3 Guardians chests for you this week. Say it with me, folks. Oh, we're gonna get 20K. Okay, but are we gonna get 20K? Oh! And for our last Guardians chest, are we gonna get? Yes!
I'm rich! I'm wealthy! Yahoo! Wait! There's more!
Let's talk about the highlight of the week. This week we have, again, 3 highlights. So the very first highlight of the week goes to Timu Titan for taking a snapshot of Cloudflare. So now, if you guys don't know, it was an incident that happened literally a few days ago where Cloudflare the internet just literally died for a few hours. It literally made the game impossible to play Lost Relics, but also other services were also down as well. So I thought that was insane that it actually happened, and most people found out because Lost Relic was offline. Big shout outs to you, Timu Titan, for pointing this out. Highlight number 2 goes to Hurde. He actually posted a leak about this image. It's this icy kind of world. It looks like a new map, which is very cool to see, and that I'm surprised no one really talked about this, but again, this is a new map, which there's not much to go on this image. But also, Hurde stopped by my stream this past Sunday, which was nice of him to do that. Here's a few clips of him leaking some information. I'll let you guys take a listen.
Let me hop in real quick. I'm not going to talk that long. I can spoil a little bit since we're planning to release the first part pretty soon. I'm not saying when, but pretty soon.
Okay, that's great.
But the thing is, like, what we're going to do with the Enchanted Isles as well is that instead of dropping a raw you still drop a raw resources. So if you, let's say, for example, let's pick the 69 deep sea coffer, for example, or is it 59? Let me just. It has to be 59, not 69. 69. 59. So if you're still if you're level 60 fishing and you go for the mythical node, you go to the Enchanted Isle, so then you spawn the transcendent nodes. It's basically the same as how it's working now. You can still find your arcane fragments in the Enchanted Isle, so that's all the same. But instead of getting so you find your mythical node, you click it. So you either just roll the resource drop table, so you roll either the Roll Dracona, Puffon, Star Shark, or if you're lucky, the copper. But you also have a chance to, and that's a new currency we're introducing, Nature's Gift. And that one allows you to buy whatever resource you want. So if you harvest a transcendent node and you get the Nature's Gift, you get 7 of those, and you need 7 to exchange for any transcendent resources of your liking. One, it allows players to play the market if they want to see where they can extract the most value. It also allows to cover up shortages. So if there is a shortage, for example, let's pick Oleander, that's high in demand. You can just choose to use your Nature's Gift to get Oleander. I think we can do that, but the plan is that we want to, if we remove all the items from engineering, wood cutting, whatever, that I think we can just swap them for the Nature's Gift. So you still have your item, but you can just respend them. It's not, and then you can just choose whatever you want. Personally, I wouldn't be that worried, because yes, your wood cutting XP is just going, but it's going to be moved over to a new system. But I'm not going to tell you whatever it is, but it won't go to waste. And that new system will allow you to pick rewards instead of that we give a ascension chest, and you're just sending nightmare keys or full siege keys. We will just create a long list of rewards where you can pick from, and whatever suits you the most. So think about weekly fragments or fragment enchanted idle scrolls or keys, whatever. Would you say that new players would have an easier time moving up rarity map? At this particular update, letting the skill shake up in a few parts, because otherwise it's becoming way too big of an update. And we also want to push out a little bit more frequent. So the first part, I don't think anything will change for them. The reason that there are multiple reasons that we're going for separating gathering from the adventures, and I want to point out as well that when I still was a player, I played in the past, like World of Warcraft, or I also played RuneScape really at the beginning when it actually released, and I hated it that it changed too much, and then I simply stopped playing because I missed the old feeling. And if players played RuneScape, like the really not the like if you play old school RuneScape now, that's not the first version. Like the real first version was that you went into the wilderness, and then you just, when you did some PK, so player versus player, then you just went into the wilderness, and then you just fought 3 rounds, and you couldn't move away, you couldn't run away, and that was it. And me and my friend, we really loved that, and we built our characters around that to min-maxing that. And then that changed, and that killed the love, at least for me, for the game. My friend is still playing after all these years, but so yeah, I'm not personally, like, I'm not that big of a fan to doing such drastic changes, and we are completely aware that removing gathering from adventures is a really big one. I think it's bigger than everything we did so far. Another one is also gold, for and also you have to keep in mind that if you're a new player, the only thing if you gather, you start with common maps and you only get common nodes. And we know that back in the days, like a couple of years ago, you could have extracted some gold from coal. I mean, even when I was still producing, I know there was a time that coal was going for 1,000 gold a piece. So yeah, there was a time that common nodes were great, but after the years passed by, like there's so many tools in the game. We tweaked some of the break rate because we had too much complaints or support requests for refunds. So actually there are a bit lower break rates. There's a different system, so people are breaking less. So we get less support requests. But it also, as a side effect, it means that there is less and less demand for common nodes, especially coal. And if you're a new player, yeah, it's pretty hard to get gold, and we need those new players to get gold. In the first adventures, we still have the coin, the small coin pouch, and the epic gold pouch, coin pouch dropping. But if you keep in mind with this system, if a new player drops an enchanted isle scroll, if that new player wants to do his gathering, he just goes into the island and he only spawns common nodes. So that will give him it will give him gathering levels, which is nice for him because he also wants to get his gathering up to level 10 or higher to get those fragments running. But in order to get gold, it should be. But yeah, that's something we really can't predict at this point. And you also have to keep in mind, like if shit really goes south, and it turns out that 90% of the players leave due to this, I mean, we just have to press one button and it's back into adventures again. I mean, it's not something that we can't undo. We think long term it should be better. We just want to go and try to go this route, and every change needs some flexibility, and players need to adapt. And this is a bigger change, so it will take a little bit more time, and hopefully it will turn out great. We also have some more backup systems ready if there is not enough demand for those scrolls, etc. So we have long lists how we can tackle it, but we have to go live to see how it actually goes. And yes, we also are aware that running adventures might get boring because you don't. The gathering is nice. You get the thrill of getting the arcane fragments. I mean, it's even nice if you just walk and you already see that legendary node, so your mind's already anticipating that, oh, that could be a legendary frag, and we're just removing that, so we are aware of that. That's why I also said in the announcement that we're bringing back some other features to hopefully make it more. It still makes it enjoyable to run the adventures.
Okay.
One of these is the arcane, like the fragment isle roll. That's something that's unique to adventures, and if you drop that one, like I said, it's untradeable in your chat. That's just one thing. If you find that one, you just get 5 nodes that will have a guaranteed arcane fragment, and if you're level 10 gathering, you will get 10 uncommon nodes. But if you're level 70 and you get one of those scrolls, I mean, yes, we have layers of RNG, so you just have to roll. But if you're super lucky, you can just roll 2 legendary and 3 epic ones, and then that's a really nice one. One of the reasons that we're removing virtual weapons and armors and tools is just one of the reasons is simply co-op. If we get a lot more players, I mean, all the development time would just be wasted by answering support
Reimbursing and
requests
stuff.
and
Yeah.
reimbursing.
Yeah.
Because it's already now with this small player base, it's already taking up plenty of hours every week, and that's just hours wasted that Cliff can't code. I can't code myself. Like it's not a secret. I'm just there for the content creation and IDs, etc.
Yeah, there was a question from Hellbringer. He said, "How about armors? Would they have other stats so far Hero mentioned that only changes aesthetics. We can get some info on those armors. Would they have different stats, branching path, etc.?"
I can share some, but as always, like we try to say in announcements as well, is we have a lot on paper, but there's a difference in paper and actually coded. And sometimes when you just code, you just find unexpected things that you didn't account for. So yeah, we have some plans, but nothing is final. I just have to say that again. Like some players just say it's not financial advice. I'm just saying nothing is final here. The armors will just have, that's how we planned it now, like a skill tree attached to as well, like branching. So you can just pick a few stats, and I can just I will say two. I will say two. So you can pick, for example, extra damage because that's what players like. Or you can also pick an interesting one, reduced energy consumption for ranged and magic, for example. So there are different things that you can pick from. So every time you upgrade your armor, you get like a point, and you can allocate it to whatever. So we will make some game announcement when we can share some more footage, so you can just, and the players can just decide if they want to Prime Force shards or the arcane fragments or whatever. But yeah, upgrading, like that's what we said already, upgrading your tools, your armor, etc. It will cost the arcane fragments, so you will need those. So if you want to have your max skill points in your full armor, then you have to have those fragments. And the amount, yeah, I will just, you will find out yourself. But it's not, players will say it's not cheap, but we think that's also good.
Yeah, I was gonna ask one question. Are you able to disclose the mechanic where it's unlimited XP or no?
So it would be a different name than Ascension, but since we are already running with Ascension, there's also a chance that we'll just keep that the same. Like I said somewhere in this whole super long chat, like we're not super fond of doing major changes anyways, but sometimes we just have to do them. But yes, if players are happy that we just call it Ascension and we can just keep it Ascension, it really doesn't matter. And then we still have to discuss how we will display it, like how we will display it in the chat. If we just go with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, because maybe at some point some players have 24, and then the character level. Maybe it's just going to be the character level, and then it's between brackets a small number, and I don't know that players can toggle it on or off if they want to show off or not. I don't know. But it's also interesting for me to see how far people can or will push it. It's infinite, so yes and no. But yes, you need the highest fragments to get your highest tools. But the thing is about tools, I can say that about tools. The tools will have no tiers. So you just have one tool, and based on your gathering level, you will get the rarity. So if you have level 40 scavenging, you will just get legendary nodes, and you can get it with your tool. The thing that you will upgrade, not the rarity, but your success rate. So you start with a success rate of number X, and if you fully upgraded your tool, you get a success rate of 100%.
Ooh.
So that's something and especially if you keep in mind the fragment island, where you can get I mean, like I said before, it will be awesome if you get good RNG and you get that fragment isle scroll and you go into the island and you get lucky. Like, you will get there and it will feel like that you lost and you would just spawn 5 uncommon nodes, even with 100 gathering. Yeah. Maybe players will rage about that, but that's something that can happen. But you can also get super lucky, like I said, and then you can get 2 legendary ones and 3 epic ones, and then you have a run that gives you a lot of cool fragments. But you also have to keep in mind that you can also miss. Okay, that's an extra layer of RNG, but it's something we already have in the game. Like if you click, if Hidden Hero is just clicking that node, he has an 80% chance to successfully gather or 20% to miss. But imagine if you go to that fragment island and you click a node and you miss it, and you know there's a guaranteed legendary fragment in it, that kind of sucks. Maybe that sucks even more than spawning 5 uncommon nodes. But yeah, that also gives reason to upgrade your tool and go for a higher percentage and then clear that island. And Bromigio, of course, is going to say, oh yeah, then players will just go wait and hoard the scrolls until they upgraded their tools. Yeah, of course, we thought about that as well. We can only have one of those scrolls. And if you want to find another one, you have to use it first, so you can't hoard those. They won't expire, like Ivana said in the Discord. That was close, it was a good guess. That's something we could have done as well, but it's more complicated to code. So we just limit it to 1 per account. So if you find one, you have to go in there, get the nodes, and at some point you will upgrade your tools, get that 100% going, and then you get yourself a guaranteed 5 fragments.
Nice. Big shout outs to Hurde for stopping by my stream. Greatly appreciated. You're welcome anytime. For the last highlight of the week is this hilarious picture of the leather demon here. You can see it looks like he's on his knees, but from my perspective, I think he's actually trying to do push-ups here. I mean, to be honest, how else he has that giant physique? He has to be doing push-ups. And don't forget to boost the Hidden Hero when you get the chance. That's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, be sure to hit that like and subscribe and hit that bell icon too for more Lost Relic news, events, and the weekly loot. And never forget to follow your arrow. Take care.